Hey Griffins, Mr. Bell here. As you can see, I'm outside because this week I've been on a training course to learn all about forest schools, and hopefully we'll be able to do some things like that in the future at our school at Park Lane. This month is also National Share a Story Month, and I thought I would share with you a creation myth from Siberia. Now, Siberia is a part of Russia which is really cold, really far north, and a creation myth is a myth that tells the story of how the world came to be. So, this one is called Made from Mud. In the beginning, there was no earth, only ocean. Ulgan, the great creator, came down to make the earth, but he could not think how to do it. He saw some mud that looked as if it had a body and a face floating on the surface of the water. Ulgan brought the mud to life, creating the creature Erlik, and made it his friend and companion. One day, Ulgan and Erlik, in the shape of two black geese, were flying over the water. Erlik, who was always full of pride and boastfulness, flew too high and, exhausted, fell into the water. Erlik began to sink, drowning. He called for help, and Ulgan raised him up, and also commanded a stone to rise to the surface for Erlik to sit on. Then Ulgan asked Erlik to dive down and fetch up some mud to make the earth. Erlik did as he was asked, but each time he kept some mud in his mouth, hoping to make his own world when he had seen how it was done. Ulgan commanded the mud to expand, and the mud in Erlik's mouth obeyed. Erlik nearly choked. He spat out the mud, and that is the reason why the earth has boggy places. Ulgan created the first man using earth for flesh and stone for bones. Then he made the first woman out of the man's rib. But the man and woman as yet had no living spirit. Ulgan went off to look for one to give them, leaving the first dog to guard their lifeless bodies. Erlik came, and seeing that the dog was shivering because it had no hair, he bribed the dog to look away by offering it a warm coat. Then Erlik took a reed and blew life into the bodies of the first man and woman. Thus Erlik, and not Ulgan, became the father of mankind. When Ulgan returned and saw what had happened, he didn't know what to do. He wondered whether he should destroy the man and woman and start again. However, the first frog saw Ulgan pondering the problem and told him not to worry. If they live, they live. If they die, they die. So Ulgan let them live. As for the dog, Ulgan told it that for now it would always have to guard mankind and live out in the cold, and if it was ill-treated by humans, that was its own fault. Ulgan never forgave Erlik for breathing life into people. Ulgan had had enough of Erlik's sly ways, so he banished him to the underworld. There, Erlik sits on a black throne, surrounded by evil spirits who he sends out each night to terrify the people. I hope you enjoyed that little story, and I hope you're ready for next week. I'm looking forward to in year 6. We've got lots of work to be getting on with, and we're going to be doing some nice, exciting things in the afternoons as well. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you at school. Bye.